Unveiling the spirit beyond the youth.
In a world where authenticity is rare and connections are caved, welcome to Soul Reflection, revealing the spirit beyond the youth, the talk show where hearts are open and souls are seen. The whole purpose of this talk show is to help guide us on the journey of self-discovery. This talk show is also meant to help strengthen our mindset and for us to learn new things about the Word of God. In this generation, it's important for the youth to be just as invested in God spiritually. This is why joining the talk show will help benefit you in ways you didn't think was possible.
This talk show will take place live on Facebook and YouTube every Monday starting from 7 p.m. Please do join this talk show.
Soul Reflection, unveiling the spirit beyond the youth. Don't miss it.
Soul Reflection, don't miss it. Unveiling the spirit beyond the youth.
Hello and welcome to Soul Reflection, the talk show where youth voices shine and souls connect. Join us as we delve into insightful conversations, explore diverse perspectives, and uncover the beauty of self-discovery. So grab a seat, open your heart, and let's embark on this transformative journey together. Welcome to Soul Reflection. Before I introduce today's topic of discussion, we will go for a little commercial break. See you after the break.
In a world where authenticity is rare and connections are caved, welcome to Soul Reflection, revealing the spirit beyond the youth, the talk show where hearts are open and souls are seen. The whole purpose of this talk show is to help guide us on the journey of self-discovery. This talk show is also meant to help strengthen our mindset and for us to learn new things about the Word of God. In this generation, it's important for the youth to be just as invested in God spiritually. This is why joining the talk show will help benefit you in ways you didn't think was possible.
This talk show will take place live on Facebook and YouTube every Monday starting from 7 p.m. Please do join this talk show.
Soul Reflection, unveiling the spirit beyond the youth. Don't miss it.
Soul Reflection, don't miss it.
Hello, welcome back to Soul Reflection. Here I have my panels, and today we'll be talking about the topic of drug abuse. In this topic, we'll be exploring the complex realities of drug abuse from its root causes and its devastating consequences. Through open dialogue, we will aim to raise awareness, foster understanding, and inspire positive change. So, so as we are talking about the topic of drug abuse, what is your definition of drug abuse?
I would say drug abuse is being dependent on a particular substance and not being able to cope without it, and excessive or addictive use of drugs.
Does anyone else have a definition of drug abuse?
All right.
Yeah.
Speak.
Drug. Okay, thanks. Drug abuse refers to the excessive and harmful use of drugs, whether they are legal or illegal substances. It involves the misuse or overuse of drugs in a way that negatively impacts a person's physical and mental health.
All right. As my colleagues have already said, I just want to also add this one that is the harmful or hazardous use of psychoactive substances, including alcohol and illicit drugs, that affects their mental health.
Okay. So all of the definitions linked to drugs being a harmful product. So from your definitions altogether, I took the use of illegal drugs or the use of prescription over the counter drugs for purposes other than those for which they are meant to be used. For example, if we take the example of cannabis is used for recreational drugs to soothe anxiety or stress. However, some people use it for other purposes. For example,
Mhm.
so um, to link to this, what are the causes and risk factors of
All right. Um, well, thank you very much for the question. But before we can proceed on the courses, if I can mention some of the drug abuse. Yeah, what I know is alcohol. Alcohol, I know is also a drug abuse where you use it in the wrong form. Marijuana. We also have the prescriptions medicines such as pain pills, that's stimulants and anxiety pills. We also have cocaine and inhalants, and we have so many years above there. So when we come to the causes, one cause I can give is the family history of addiction. Let me use this as example. When I was young, around maybe let's say 11, 12, my father used to booze, take alcohol. So that I was the only child as well. So he would take me out, and whenever he buys alcohol, he gives me to. So at time I became, let's say, I became addicted to it because anytime when I was even 15, 16, before I even take my food, I have to find some alcohol to take before I can. It's even at that tender age. So I believe that when the family has the history of addiction, definitely the child can also copy from it. All right.
thank does anyone else have any causes or risk factors of drug abuse?
To add on to what he said, family history, one of the causes could be that you've grown up around drugs, so it's like normality for you. As Pastor Richard said, like he grew up around it, so that was what he would do. Like he would drink alcohol. Or another factor could be that you're genetically predisposed to having a drug addiction. So you could like take a substance, and if it makes you feel a certain way because you've got that genetic predisposition, you you might become addicted to the substance. Another might be that you might try it once and like how it makes you feel, and then you continue using the drug, and then obviously you don't know how to stop, and like that's something that you'll become like dependent on. And you might feel like you're not yourself without taking the drug. So let's say you're drinking alcohol. If you're not drinking alcohol, you might be down, sad, but then when you take it and you're drinking it and you're constantly drinking it, you might be like a happy, bubbly person. So you might feel like if I don't take alcohol, I'm not going to be like that, basically.
Okay, thank you. Priscilla, do you have any risk factors or causes?
Yeah, I have the causes. So the influence of friends and social circles can encourage and lead individuals to experiment with drugs. And also, some people may turn to drugs as a way to cope with stress, anxiety, and depression, or other mental like conditions. And also, like Pastor Richmond and KEZIAH said, like growing up in a household, like where what's it called? Growing up in a household where drug abuse has occurred can increase the risk factor of the individual using it in the near future. Yeah.
Thank
All right.
you.
I want to also add this one to it. You also have, as the first one I said, as family history of addiction. Yeah, it is there. And when the family also lack, when they have a lack of family involvement, as most of the parents, they are, sorry to use this word, they are negligent when it comes to raising a child. They give the total freedom or the right to the child. So whatever the child does, they don't care about it. That relates to the peer pressure because in a family, no one cares for him or her. So when he or she goes out, get a friends who will also pressure him or her to, I mean, take such drugs. And I've experienced that I have one. I was having one friend, and now even the lifestyle is very, very miserable. Why? Because he started involving his life with other friends, the gangs, and then they taught him how to take those alcohols and marijuana and other hard drugs. And as at now, he takes cocaine. And when you see him, it has, in fact, it has affected him a lot. And he even decided to even train me, but by God's grace, I do not involve myself. So when the family do not take charge of the family or the child to train him or her the way he or she should go, definitely friends will influence. So as I said, the lack of family involvement, and also when we take taking highly addictive drugs, you see most of the jobs that we do, it's very tough, so we get body pains and other things. So normally we have a common drug, you have to take it before you can release the pain. So it has become the norm of the day. Anytime you feel pains, you have to take that painkiller, you have to take that pill, you have to take that stimulant to reduce pain. So all these contribute to the causes of drug abuse. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. From all of your causes and your risk factors of drug abuse, I made one list, exposure of exposure of drugs from family, friends, or your social surroundings, and your kind of be a risk or a cause of drug abuse. So for that, what do you think the effects?
All right. Thank you very much for the question. The effect of drug abuse very, very numerous that we cannot even count. But one common thing I can say is that people with addiction often have or more associated with health issues, include include lungs or heart diseases, the stroke, cancer, and the mental health mental challenges. Why am I saying this? Because I know a friend have been taking cocaine, especially cocaine, and now he's lunatic. He's lunatic, and most of their friends or most of the education they tell you when you take such drugs, it boosts you to even learn. You shouldn't forget that in senior high, I know some of their friends, they will tell you that, oh, when you take the hard drug, you can learn much. But the truth is, it will rather destroy your lungs. So most of the youths nowadays, they have lungs problem, they have mental problem, and cancers, and so many things. So one thing I can say that the effect is it can get cancer or a heart disorder, and even can also lead to stroke. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Does anyone else have the effects on individuals?
Like Pastor Richard also. Like Pastor Richard said, lung or heart disease, stroke, and cancer. Also, you might develop like a bad mental health. There might also be changes in your behavior. You might become aggressive and impulsive in your decisions. And yeah, that's what I've got.
Thank you. No, Priscilla.
Um, yeah, drug abuse can like cause issues with the individual's relationships with their family, friends, and romantic partners, and it could lead to them becoming distant with them. And also, drug abuse can impair judgment, coordination, and reaction time, increasing the likelihood of accidents, injuries, and risky behaviors.
Yeah, thank
And the effects, it can also lead to premature death. Because now, at first, we thought that the old people that normally dies, when you read the 80, 70, 100, but now the youths are dying. Why are they dying? Because most of them, they've involved themselves in drug abuse. And as a youth, when you get cancer and as I say, stroke, definitely you die. You die. So it will lead to premature death. And apart from even premature death, if you even still exist, you destroy your own future. You destroy your own future. Now, um, some of the organizations have had the opportunity to be an administrator of an institution, a big institution. Let me give you the example. There's one guy that I even went out to preach. I preach and I preached to him. He was very drug addicted. He was addicted to alcohol, and I preached to him, and then he started stopping it. And one day, about 2 or 3 years time, he sent his application letter to where I was working. And I met my boss as we are doing the interview. Even I was doing short list. He was very good. Academically, he was very good. But because of the alcohol, I told my boss that my boss, this guy, I knew him very well, though he is good. But because of the alcohol, and look at the nature of the institution, we want to protect our image. We can't. I said we can't employ him because of the alcohol, how he does, and it became a challenge. Though he was very good, and my boss said, "Okay, fine. Let's advise him so that he can even change completely." What am I saying? That if we are drug addicted, if we become drug addicted, we lose so many opportunities because nowadays most of the companies do not employ such people because already you are addicted to alcohol. When you even come to work, you sleep. Today you are sick, tomorrow you are sick. You cannot even be punctual at work. Definitely your boss will not need you, will sack you. So you lose so many opportunities in this life when you are addicted to drugs. All right, so that is what I can say.
thank you.
Yeah.
Effects of drug abuse on individuals, I took that it has a long term effect as stroke, heart disease, and all. But I also wanted to add that um, it can increase unemployment because when you're taking drugs, you don't have productivity productivity to do anything like go to or even socialize. I think that's an effect that drug abuse has on individuals.
All right. Can I also can I add this one too? Because when you are drug addicted, definitely you lose respect. People doesn't really respect you because your behavior change. I think one of my colleagues said, I think KEZIAH also, that it increases aggressiveness because always you are aggressive. Always you are aggressive. So when even people see you, they even go away. They don't even want to come closer to you. So all the respect that you have, you don't have. And the reality is those who are addicted cannot even take good hygiene of themselves. Most of them, because of the drug addict, they don't even bath. I mean, even just maybe a week or 2 weeks, they will not even bath. They can't even take care of themselves. So when people see you, not the normal people see you, definitely you lose respect. No one will even allow you to even come closer to him. So it is very, very, I mean, it's something that we have to push away. So that is one of the effects of it. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
After the break, we will talk about the preventions of drug abuse. See you after the break.
All right.
Feeling the spirit beyond the youth.
In a world where authenticity is rare and connections are caved. Welcome to Soul Reflection, revealing the spirit beyond the youth, the talk show where hearts are open and souls are seen.
The whole purpose of this talk show is to help guide us on the journey of self-discovery. This talk show is also meant to help strengthen our mindset and for us to learn new things about the Word of God.
In this generation, it's important for the youth to be just as invested in God spiritually. This is why joining the talk show will help benefit you in ways you didn't think was possible.
This talk show will take place live on Facebook and YouTube every Monday starting from 7 p.m. Please do join this talk show.
Soul Reflection, unveiling the spirits beyond the youth. Don't miss it.
Soul Reflection, don't miss it. Revealing the spirit beyond the youth.
In a world where authenticity is rare and connections are caved, welcome to Soul Reflection, revealing the spirit beyond the youth, the talk show where hearts are open and souls are seen.
The whole purpose of this talk show is to help guide us on the journey of self-discovery. This talk show is also meant to help strengthen our mindset and for us to learn new things about the Word of God.
In this generation, it's important for the youth to be just as invested in God spiritually. This is why joining the talk show will help benefit you in ways you didn't think was possible.
This talk show will take place live on Facebook and YouTube every Monday starting from 7 p.m. Please do join this talk show.
Soul Reflection, unveiling the spirits beyond the youth. Don't miss it.
Soul Reflection, don't miss it.
Hello and welcome. Now we'll be watching drug abuse and discussing what is in the video.
I was shooting heroin every day. I was doing it behind my mom's back, my family's back. I just became a monster. When I was a freshman, that was like the fun state. You know, that's when I really started smoking good weed, drinking heavier, and I tried pain pills like Percocet and Vicodin for the first time. I tried cocaine for the first time. And sophomore year, I tried heroin for the first time. I always wanted to feel that way. And I knew from that moment, like, I'm definitely gonna like this. And I didn't want to stop. My senior year, I don't really remember a lot of it. I know if I didn't have heroin, it was definitely alcohol, or it was amphetamines to get me through. I would improvise, but it was pretty much every day. That summer, I was pushing my luck. There should have been a dozen times where I should be dead. And, you know, one of my best friends that I've had for the past 6 years, she died that summer. I got admitted into a hospital because I was just a wreck after she died. And then when I got out, the next day I used, and I didn't stop. I don't know what inside me pushed myself to get help, like my own help, but I knew that I wasn't gonna get help truly unless it was my idea. It wasn't just like getting off the drugs, like detox was for getting off the drugs. That next level was just like, why did you do those drugs? Why did you act the way that you did? Why are you the person that you are? And that's what I was suppressing for so many years. But, you know, it is something that you have to work on every day. I used to look at my future and think like, oh, I'll just die by age 30. You know, I'm just gonna be high the rest of my life. But now it's just like, you know, you find so much beauty in the people around you. The fact that I can be a big sister today to my little brother, and I'm a sister to my older sister, and I can be a daughter, I can be these things today, that is the biggest motivation. The things that I've experienced in sobriety are so great, and I just expect them to get.
So from the video, what did you take?
What I got that she started using obviously different types of drugs because I think she wanted to experiment and try new things. And then also when something traumatic happened to her, like her friend dying, she literally just went back on the drugs and was just taking them, and she didn't stop. Yeah.
She became addicted to drugs at a young age, and there were times where she could have died due to taking these drugs. And she finally got the help that she wanted so that she could get off drugs and bet herself. And yeah.
All right. As my sister Dave said, as she started with the drugs, she took alcohol, cocaine, and other things. But at least at the end of her story, she has been able to stop it. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. So, what do you think are the strategies to prevent drug?
Um, the ways of preventing the use of drugs is by surrounding yourself with a positive influence, as it will push you to do better and stop taking the drugs. The the individual should also educate themselves on how drugs can affect them, whether that's physically or mentally, as it will be an eye opener for them. And also, the individual should find other ways to deal with their stress, and they can do this by finding hobbies that they enjoy or socializing with a positive influence.
All right. I can also say about the ways and prevention of it. Um, we should develop goals and dreams for your future. If you want to prevent it, if you want to stop it, just know that you have dreams, you have goal, you want to achieve it in the future. Because if you don't realize that there's a purpose for you, there's a purpose for your life, definitely when friends influence you, definitely you will be addicted to these drugs. So the first thing I can say that we should have a dream and then a purpose for our lives. Okay.
I would say educate the youth or just people in general about the actual effects on drugs. Avoid or distance yourself from friends that pressure you to be involved in drugs. And when you're feeling stressed or experiencing something traumatic, don't turn to drugs. Instead, that turn to people that you feel like you can share your experiences with, or even better, you can pray about it instead of just turning to drugs.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, as my sister KEZIAH said, I want to add this one. So, I mean, we should also examine the risk factors. Yeah, because if you don't examine the risk factors, if you take cocaine, you take alcohol, eh, let me state it clear. Alcohol itself, even in the Bible, alcohol is not a sin of taking it. But the reason when you take it, you spoil your own life. You spoil your own life. You destroy your heart. You destroy your health. That's it. So we should examine the risk that's involved with it. Let me look at so you look at your family history of mental illness and addiction because of cocaine, because of those drugs. Some of the family members, they have mental illness. So you look at them, you look at their history. That's my uncle now is mad, is lunatic. This he has cancer. This has heart problem. Then you learn something from it that also involve yourself, because if you involve yourself, the same thing that you also get it. So we should examine, as she said, the education. We should educate the youth and to examine the factors of the risk that involves. All right, thank you.
Thank you. I also like to add that that avoiding temptation
Mhm.
and from others can be a strategy to prevent drug abuse, as peer pressure can really impact an individual to do something that they don't believe or they don't think is right. So, from this, what ways do you think one can treat their drug addiction?
Um, yeah.
Um, I would say therapy sessions, which would basically help you understand the nature of addiction and become free and hopefully prevent relapsing. CT, which is also a type of therapy, you will identify and change the negative thoughts and behaviors that are associated with your addiction.
the treatments. Okay, the treatment here. What I can say that those who are drug addicted, we should see them as human beings. We should see them as our brothers and sisters. We should draw closer to them and advise them, give them counsel. One of them is behavioral therapies. Behavioral therapies. That's including individual or family or group counseling. You should counsel them. You should go closer to them. Let them feel that they are part of us. As we say, because the causes, some of them because of family negligence, family who did not welcome them. That's why they found the friends and were able to be influenced. So we should take them as our own people. We should accept them in our lives and give them counseling. For example, we have many pastors around, we have many counselors around, we have many doctors, but if we see them that they are sinners, there's no good use of them, where they cannot do anything, they will continue to do it. For the treatment, we should go closer to them, we speak to them, we should show love to them, and even if we can support them with our money, food, and other things, we can support them and keep on giving them counseling. And I know by God's grace they can come out from that program.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I think that them going to support groups, it will give them the support they need to better themselves. And as KEZIAH said, therapy as and counseling as they'll give them ways on how they can overcome their addiction to drugs.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to add that seeking help is very important for overcoming drug abuse or drug addictions, as you may not be able to overcome addiction. So reaching out for help can give you some sort of hope that you'll be able to overcome your drug abuse or drug addiction. And also, to link to all of points, seeking behavioral like support and seeking rehabilitation can also help overcome drug addictions. Yeah. So,
Okay. All right. So I want to add this. Since we are Christians and we are Christian youth discussing this topic, I want to use this Bible quotation to back what we discuss. Titus chapter 2, verse number 12. Titus chapter 2, verse number 12. And we are instructed to turn from godless living and sinful pleasures. We should live in this evil world with wisdom, righteousness, and devotion to God. The key here is said we are instructed, one, that is, we should take instruction to turn from godless living and sinful pleasure, and we should live in this evil world with wisdom. So as I said, you have dream, have goals about yourself, and know that this world, somebody can influence you to be drug addicted, but the person can have solution about it, and by you destroy your own life. You destroy your own life. Even you can't even set up family, financial burdens, so many challenges. So Bible is advising the young ones, even including the adults, those who are also doing it, that we should be wise in this evil world. Not all things are permissible. We have right to do everything. You have right to do everything, but not all things are permissible for you. Not all drugs are good for your body. All right, thank you.
thank you. So as this talk show is going to come to the end, do you have anything to say or any words of support for people who are going through drug addictions?
Please come again.
Do you have any words of support or words in general to help those who are going through drug addiction?
All right. As I read the Bible, all the what I can say to those who are drug addicted and those who are in that problem, what I can tell them that we love you. You are so beneficial to the society. The government needs you. The society needs you. Your family needs you. Everybody needs you because you are very important. Even God also needs you, and God even wants to use you for His purpose. So please, whatever you've done, any level you've gone, maybe at first you're able to take one glass of alcohol. Now you take maybe 3 bottles. Please, you come back to the normal one and try to stop. I know it's not easy, but just encourage yourself that you have purpose, you have a dream you want to achieve, and I know you can stop it.
Thank you. Does anyone else have words of support or so that's the end of today's talk show. But before we bring this program to a close, I'd like to say thank you to the audience for staying and listening to our discussion. I also like to thank our Prophet Isaac, for giving us the opportunity to express our opinions on some topics. And I also like to say thank you to the church also for giving us support behind this topic and this show in general. And thank you to our producer, Dave, for helping us make this program happen as well. And to all the audience, God bless you and have a blessed week.
Amen. Amen.
Feeling the spirit beyond the youth.
In a world where authenticity is rare and connections are caved, welcome to Soul Reflection, revealing the spirit beyond the youth, the talk show where hearts are open and souls are seen.
The whole purpose of this talk show is to help guide us on the journey of self-discovery. This talk show is also meant to help strengthen our mindset and for us to learn new things about the Word of God.
In this generation, it's important for the youth to be just as invested in God spiritually. This is why joining the talk show will help benefit you in ways you didn't think was possible.
This talk show will take place live on Facebook and YouTube every Monday starting from 7 p.m. Please do join this talk show.
Soul Reflection, unveiling the spirits beyond the youth. Don't miss it.
Soul reflection.